Both the Mets and the Yankees are off to 6-3 starts to begin the season, but how has the pitching been for both of New York's baseball teams? As we are going to break it down, we're going to get into the pitching lab. We're going to do it with a guy who I call a pitching guru. He is the founder of Pitcherless. He's a fellow Brooklynite. It's my guy, Nick Pollack, who joins me now. Nick, what is going on, my friend?
What is happening? It's so great to see you, Dex. How's everything?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Listen, baseball's back, so I know you're happy. You get to look at all the pitching, all the data. We were just talking about this before we started recording. So I'm good. Baseball's back. Happy time in New York for the Mets and the Yankees.
Yeah, it's wonderful, man. I mean, look at these teams. I mean, the Yankees right now, killing it, and the Mets also have a lot of exciting things to talk about.
Yeah, look at you giving some love to the Mets. That's growth.
Of course.
There. I like that. I like that there. All right, Nick, let's start with the Mets since you just mentioned them because you know this. There were a lot of questions about this team's starting pitching heading into the season. But the bullpen, I would say, arguably has been the strong point of this team thus far. What do you like with what you've seen from the amazing starters and the pen so far this season for the Mets?
Yeah, really starting with the bullpen, I think we have to give a lot of credit to three names, Wasker Brazaban, Max Kranick, and Jose Budo really stepping up for a ton of innings from the pen thus far. We're getting close to 20 between the three of them, and it looks like they've only allowed one earned run thus far. And when you have a rotation that doesn't have a collection of guys that you can rely on for 60, maybe even a 7-inning start here and there, you're going to look to that bullpen and not just those shutdown high leverage guys. You're going to be looking to those who can give you 2-3 innings each time they show up. And Brazaban and Kranick specifically have really stepped up and actually been solid for the Mets thus far. We were getting really excited in the pitcher list community about Max Kranick in spring training, and to see that really his gains have been fantastic. But I will mention this about the Mets rotation quickly. I know it was not fun to see Sean Manaea go down and to not really get anything from Ball Blackburn and, of course, Frankie Montas Jr., but it gave an opportunity for guys like Tyler McGill to show off the best stuff he's had since I think he debuted instead of Jacob deGrom to start the season. And then Griffin Canning has actually given solid innings for the Mets so far. So those guys have stepped up in a big way. And Senga's looking like he's starting to be the guy that you remember before his lost 2024 season. So things are looking really good for the Mets right now.
Yeah, things are looking good. Penn's looking good. Starters trying to get some more length out of them, but we'll see some of that happen as you get further into the first month of the season. Now, as for the Yankees, their starting pitching, I think, was expected to be a little bit stronger than the Mets, even though Garrett Cole is done for the season. They currently sit atop the American League East, but what have you made of what their starters have been able to do without their ace pitcher?
I mean, this is wild. Okay, at the beginning of the year, we were saying Marcus Stroman wanted to be a starter. But like, yeah, okay, he's gonna be dealt. And now he's their SP3, and the fact that the Yankees are doing so well right now kind of reminds me of the Dodgers in late September last season. We were talking about their rotation being completely hurt and in shambles, and they just had to out hit their opponents. Obviously, the Yankees did that against the Brewers. They've done a ton since as well. But the thing is, Stroman, Will Warren, and Carlos Carrasco have been looked upon to really step up, and they've done a decent job. I'm not saying that Stroman yesterday going 4 innings and 3 earned runs is everything that you want out of him, but it's not 4 innings and 6 earned runs. It's not complete disasters. It keeps them in ball games. That's all you really need to do. Carlos Carrasco going 3 earned runs in 5 innings the other day, and we have a decent 5-inning start so far from Will Warren. That's enough. And meanwhile, you have Max Fried looking like that ace in that second start of the year. And even in the first one, it was already a 16-run game. He almost got through 5. It's normally really bad in the first one. He looks like he's good to go now. And Carlos Rodon, yes, he had a shaky second start, but that changeup should be better. It should generally just be fine with him moving forward. And the Yankees have these 2 pillars at the top that should be there. Clark Schmidt comes back in about a week, actually. And you just need Carrasco, Warren, Stroman, just find me 4 or 5 innings of 3 earned ball or less. And they've done that so far, and they can continue doing that.
Yeah, they can. You just want them to give some innings, don't mess things up, hold down the fort. Things could be okay for the Yankees. Yankees pitching has been all right without Garrett Cole. It's been okay, and the bullpen's looked pretty good too. But Nick, when you look at both teams, is there a pitcher on each team for the Mets and Yankees that you think is primed to have breakout success this season?
Well, okay, so Tyler McGill, I do want to mention again, because his whole thing is that he's a massive guy, and his extension, that is how far he gets to the plate before he releases the ball, is 100th percentile. It's as much as anyone else really in the majors. The problem in the past is that he hasn't been able to locate his fastball well. He also hasn't had a really good secondary, something else like a slider that could really complement it. And so in previous seasons, we've seen fastballs go all over the place, him have this American spork or a cutter that would work, maybe. But now he has this new slider that he's actually getting down in the zone. He has a sinker to go with his four-seamer now that he's commanding for strikes effectively. And we've seen it through his first two starts. And this could continue. He has a long runway now on the rotation for the Mets. I think you could see a big breakout this year for Tyler McGill. Remember when he was Silor McGill? That could happen again this year. And with the Yankees, I just want to say thank you, Carlos Carrasco. I just want to give him credit because everybody laughed. Oh, Carlos Carrasco getting a non-roster invitation, right? It's a spring training. There's nothing we're going to get out of this. But here he is, stepping up instead of Will Warren, giving quality innings, having a slider and changeup that are still getting whiffs, finding ways to not allow his fastballs to be a detriment for the team. I just think that he can continue being fine. And that's a breakout to me for Carlos Carrasco and really for the Yankee fans.
All right. Tyler McGill, Carlos Carrasco, breakout pitchers for the Mets and Yankees, respectively. There from Nick. Last thing for me here, Nick, when you look at both of the pitching performances thus far throughout the 9 games for each team, which team do you think is better suited for pitching success as a staff throughout the rest of this 2025 season?
It's difficult to answer, of course, because injuries are a thing, but I would say the Yankees are really leaning on their offense more than the Mets are, right? You have those 3 guys at the bottom. Will Warren still needs more time, I think, to really develop. Obviously, Clark Schmidt's going to show up, but Marcus Stroman isn't long for this rotation. And Carlos Carrasco, as I just mentioned, I love that he's sticking around and doing enough, but how long can we really depend on that? So I would say the Mets are in a better situation because you will have at some point Sean Manaea return, who should be ready to replace someone like maybe Griffin Canning in there. Clay Holmes over time should be more of a strike thrower than what we've seen thus far as he makes a full transition to the rotation. And David Peterson, even though he was a little dizzy today, he had to get removed earlier than expected. I really like what he's done over the last 3 months of 2024 and early on this year. I think it's a more complete rotation with the Mets than the Yankees, so they're better suited from the rotation side. But you might see some moves with the Yankees. I mean, there have been so many rumors flying around about different guys that they would go and get. You might find some crafty thing like getting the Brandon McCarthy of, what was that, 12 years ago with the Yankees, where it's not necessarily that stud pitcher, but just someone that can be a step up from Marcus Stroman or from Carlos Carrasco moving on in the season, while Clark Schmidt and Luis Teal are reinforcements as well.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see. A lot of moves that still can be made for either team, but thus far, if you're a Mets or Yankees fan, I think you got to like what you've seen from the pitching performances from both teams as they're off to 6-3 starts. That is Nick Pollack, the founder of PitcherList. Go check out PitcherList if you love pitching, you love data analysis on pitching. It is a great, great tool for you to use. Nick, always a pleasure talking some pitching with you, my friend. We will do it again down the road.
Oh, I can't wait. Thanks for having me.
Anytime.